know that 100 pages probably doesn't seem like a lot.
Yesterday I went to Joann's.
I definitely feel like I could probably finish this tonight. Good morning and welcome to this week's vlog. I have decided that this week I want to do a reading challenge. I'm going to be challenging myself to read 100 pages a day. If you're new here, my name is Jessa. I am a 33-year-old mom to a 3-year-old daughter, and actually I have one on the way as well. I post videos about lifestyle, fashion, and reading. If you are someone like me who is very much into cozy hobbies, into reading, into crafting, into sewing, and just like everyday life, peeking into other people's everyday life, please consider subscribing. I'd love for you to be a part of the community here. I know that 100 pages probably doesn't seem like a lot, especially compared to like what other booktubers are doing. I feel like most people are in like the 200, 300 range. I'm just not there yet. I'm quite a slow reader. I would say it takes me like an hour to read 25 pages. And I don't know if that's just me, if I'm just like a really slow reader, or if everybody kind of has like that same reading pace as me. But I thought it would be a good week to do this challenge. I'm just going to be doing from Monday to Friday. I have a book that I have from the library. This is Kismat Connection, Ananya Devarajan. I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. I got this recommendation from Shaughnessy Schroeder. It's about 300 pages. So hopefully it's just about 300 pages. Yeah? I picked this up from the library like last month and didn't get around to reading it. So I am going to try and finish it this week. It's 299 pages. So if I can keep up with my goal of reading 100 pages a day, I should be able to finish this by Wednesday. And then in the event that I do finish this book, I'm going to start another one. I think I shared this in my last vlog, but these are the two other books that I want to read for the month of February. These were also books that I had added to my January TBR and I just never got around to it. So I'm probably going to pick up one of these. This one is 291 pages, so again, I could probably finish this by the end of this week if I stick to my 100 pages a day goal. This one is longer. Yeah, this one is 375, so I'll probably get to this next week. I kind of just want to challenge myself to do 100 pages a day just to like make a better habit out of reading. I feel like I'm pretty good at keeping up with my reading, but I get into slumps where I kind of have like a reading hangover. What happens is I like enjoy a book so much and then I completely put off picking up another book and reading it. Even though I know like I can get through, like this is a YA romance, so like I could get through this really fast. I got through what's that book by Lynn Painter that I read? I think it's called like the movies or something like that. Something like I can't remember, but I'll put it on the screen. And I read that one fairly quickly, and that one's also like a YA romance. So I know I can get through it quickly, especially if I like stick to that 100 pages a day goal. I'm just kind of trying to like train myself to just really read every single day. Weekends, I'm kind of giving myself a little bit more slack just because it's the weekend and I want to spend time with, the entire family when my husband has his day off, and like, I don't want to take away from like family time. We'll see how we do. Wish me luck. I am going to be taking the book with me to Ellie's dance class while I'm waiting. Her dance class is an hour, so I should be able to get through 25 pages within that time. So we'll see. I'm going to get ready to take Ellie to dance class. I got to get her ready for dance class. They're having like a bring your teddy bear to dance class week because it's Valentine's Day this week. So it's a very exciting time for her right now. But yeah, let's get ready. So I've really been into wearing monochromatic looks lately. This is a men's button-up from Banana Republic that I got off of Poshmark. I'm just wearing some knit sweater pants that are from the Free People Haley set. It has like a matching sweater, however I am not going to wear the sweater today. I wanted to wear a different kind of top. So that's my outfit for today. I'm officially 19 weeks pregnant this week, and I feel huge, honestly. I don't even think I'm, you know, I haven't like really popped, but it definitely feels different. Better shot of the full outfit today. This is definitely like me trying to be stylish while still being comfortable. Okay, now we need to accessorize. This is a cute little heart choker that I got last year from some small business. I can't remember the name because it was like a market. I'm really enjoying wearing it, especially it just like gives so much more like shine into the outfit. And then I'm gonna add a small pendant necklace. This is a little like Libra scale because I'm a Libra. My friends got me this for my birthday. So I have gold, and then I have like white gold, and then gold again. But I really enjoy mixing metals. Okay, little hack. Skip the button on the side that goes under instead of over, and then that way you can tuck that in. It opens up your neckline a little bit more. I mean, if I wasn't wearing this undershirt underneath, I probably would even like have a bigger contrast, so it's like wider almost off the shoulder, but that's today's look. I haven't been wearing foundation lately. I've just been putting on moisturizer, sunscreen, blush, bronzer, and mascara, and that's kind of like been the look. And honestly, I feel like I am enjoying that a lot better than putting on foundation. I feel like it's been making me super oily lately, so we're gonna do a very simple look today. The sunscreen that I'm using is the Shiseido. This is the Shiseido Urban Environment Sun Dual Care. It says it's oil-free and it has hyaluronic acid. It's an SPF 42. I do feel like it does give me the slightest bit of like a white cast though. Hopefully I can warm my face up with my bronzer. I've also been using this a lot lately. This is just the Maybelline Baby Skin. I feel like if I'm not wearing foundation and I just put this on, it honestly makes my skin look so good. But it just like, I swear, puts like a filter on my face so that it looks like I'm wearing foundation, but I'm not. Just a flawless base to work with. Let's go in with bronzer. This is the Pixie On The Glow Bronze in the shade, this is Beach Glow, which is like the darkest one. That's all I do. That's it. Probably could do a bit more here. I would contour my nose, but I have no idea how to do that, so we're gonna skip it and buff it into. Time for blush. Physicians Formula. This is the one that has like all the cute like flowers on it. This is a really beautiful matte blush. Highly rated. All right, that's the look. We're done. Let's get Ellie ready because we're late. Okay, so I've just dropped off Ellie at her dance class and I am now starting Kismat Connection. Of course, I do have some snacks. We've got some seaweed snacks here. I also packed for Ellie these sour cream and onion veggie puffs. She loves these. I have fruit snacks in here, strawberry senbei, and then a regular senbei. So these are all of my snacks for today's trip. I'm not feeling snacky just yet, so we're gonna hold off on diving into these. Let's get some reading done. Okay, we're back home now from dance class and we've already had our lunch, so Ellie is now in quiet time, which means I am now in quiet time. I've only got about like 2 hours of quiet time before we get Ellie out and we go to the gym together as a family. It's kind of just like a little gym date between me and Matt, and then Ellie gets to go to kid care. When I was waiting for Ellie to be done with dance class, I did get through 30 pages, and that was actually not a complete full hour because I have about like 5 minutes of time when I'm like waiting for her to go into dance class, and then another like 5 minutes of when I am going to pick her up. I think I was reading for a good maybe like 35 minutes. I went through it pretty quickly. I'm now on chapter 4. It's pretty fast. I'm 30 pages in, but I'm already hooked in terms of the storyline. I love that it's dual point of view. I really love that writing style when authors put in dual point of view in romances. I just feel like sometimes you just really need to get the guy's perspective. I'm really liking the back and forth and getting the two main characters and their inner monologues. I feel like that's always really interesting to me. So considering that I'm already 30 pages in, I do want to do some reading, but I also really want to get some crafting done. I don't know if you can see here. Yesterday I went to Joann's. I went with Ellie. We had a little like outing before the Super Bowl, and I went kind of crazy with the yarn because they're having their Yarnormous sale. It goes on until Valentine's Day, I think. So these big rolls, they were only like $3. These ones were not on the sale, but I did have a coupon, so I was able to use the coupon on these. My intentions for these are to make a crocheted flower bookmark, and I really want to try that right now. So I figure what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on this little craft project. Well, first I need to like get this situation situated because it's quite... Can you hear Ellie? She's just going nuts. Okay, I just lost like 10 minutes because I had to check in for my appointment on Thursday and Ellie had to use the restroom, so doesn't give me a lot of time. But anyways, I have some crafts that I want to do today. I also need to clean this area up, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get started. I'm doing a new project, and then I'm probably going to bring my book with me to the gym because I usually just walk on the treadmill, so I'm probably going to bring my book with me so that I can read while I'm on the treadmill. I'm going to be one of those people today. Okay, it is 2:42. I have no idea what time I started. I should have looked at my clock. Honestly, I probably started at like 2 o'clock, something like that. I know that I was taking care of other things beforehand. I have successfully finished making my little flower bookmark. I'm so psyched. I do still need to tie up my loose threads. I've realized that I don't have a crochet needle to weave in my ends and like make it all nice and pretty. So I'm gonna have to stop by Joann's tomorrow and pick up the crochet needles so that I can like weave in my loose ends. I should have added like a secondary leaf here a little bit down the chain. That would have been really cute. Now that I know like how to do this little leaf, I feel like I could definitely add some more extra loops in there. But it's super cute. I also saw one where they did little like baubles at the end, so I'm gonna see if I can kind of like work that into like my next bookmark. I do think I messed up on this particular petal here. This one here. It doesn't look as like sharp at the ends, like it doesn't pinch in at the center quite like the others do, so I feel like I messed up somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where and how that happened, but I definitely messed up. But it's fine because you can't really, honestly, you can't really tell because it's all cute still. But I'm really happy about it. Psyched that I made something. I've got about 15 minutes. So I'm probably gonna do a little bit of reading in my last 15 minutes of quiet time. I'll get Ellie out, get us ready for the gym, and then I'll also be bringing this to the gym with me. I'll let you know how that goes. I've never brought a book to the gym before. However, I have seen a couple of people bring their books to the gym while they're on the treadmill, and they're badass. It seems like a challenge. Hello, good morning, happy Tuesday. I didn't finish up yesterday. I didn't get around to vlogging after we went to the gym yesterday, so I wanted to just recap on what I was able to read when we came back. I didn't read at the gym. To be honest, we were pretty close to canceling going to the gym, but then by the time I wanted to cancel, it was too late to cancel Kid Care, so we had to go anyways. So me and my husband ended up being in the massage chairs for about like the first 25 minutes, and then we like stretched for another like 25 minutes, and then the rest of the time we were just like walking on the treadmill. I did read before going to bed, and I am enjoying this so much. It's so cute. I think I was saying yesterday that the last YA romance that I read was Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, but that's actually a lie, because in December I read Fake Dates and Mooncakes, which is also a YA romance, which is also an LGBTQIA book if you're interested in reading something in that genre. Fake Dates and Mooncakes was very like cutesy and like very like flirty, whereas this one I feel it's like way more electric in terms of like your first love. I feel like you really get those feelings back, like you're really like recalling those same feelings of like when you really felt like, oh yeah, like this is like love, like I love this person and I've never loved anybody like this before, or I've never loved anybody before. So chapter 1 begins on page 7, so I made sure to read past page 100, and I'm actually on page 132. So I'm on chapter 16 right now. I definitely feel like I could probably finish this tonight. I think I stopped reading last night at like maybe like 9 p.m. And honestly, I definitely could have kept going because the story is just so good. Because it's dual point of view, I feel like those kinds of stories always just make you want to keep going because you want to find out like what the next person is thinking and then switch off. So that's what's so fun about it. I don't think I read the synopsis, so let me read the synopsis for you. On the inside cover, it says, "Is it possible to change your fate? Madhuri Iyer is doomed for her upcoming senior year to be a total failure, according to her astrology-obsessed mother, and doomed to a happily ever after with her first boyfriend, according to her family legacy/curse. Determined to prove the existence of her free will, Madhuri devises an experimental relationship with the one boy she knows she'll never fall for. Arun Mehta is also at the mercy of his stars, but he isn't complaining. His astrological reading destines him for success, and he resolves to use his year of good luck to show Madhuri that they should be more than just childhood best friends. When Madhuri offers him the opportunity to be her relationship lab rat, it feels like the universe is finally on his side, so Arun puts his heart on the line. But as their opposing prophecies slowly become true and real feelings begin to cloud their experiment, Madhuri will have to decide if charting her own destiny is worth breaking Arun's heart and her own. Like I said, there's like a lot of electricity between the two of them. Obviously, this is a friends to lovers trope. This is also a he fell first trope. I've come to realize that I really like the friends to lovers trope. There isn't a friends to lovers book that I've read that I haven't liked so far. So I feel like I do really like it. I think obviously because there's already like an established relationship. They're already very comfortable with each other, but then like things just, the line starts to get blurry. Friends to lovers, he fell first, fake dating, because they're kind of like in this experimental relationship. I could probably finish it tonight if I really pushed through, and if I started early, definitely. Because I think I started reading at like 7 and I finished at 9, and I only read like 70 pages. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's faster than what I usually do, because normally it'll be like 25 pages for me for an hour. So I'm like 5 minutes faster, I guess. I don't know. I highly recommend it already, and I'm not even finished with it. So today's gonna be a chill, cozy at-home day. I'll check in with you guys later on when I'm able to get more reading done and update you on how the story develops, because man, I really want to find out already like how it ends. Happy Wednesday, good morning. Basically yesterday I was feeling extremely lazy. I was not in the mood to go anywhere, to do anything. I was being cozy all day, watching TV. I wanted to let you know that I did do my 100 pages yesterday. So I was very happy with myself that I stuck to that goal. Obviously I waited to read my 100 pages until nighttime when I got into bed. I think I started at like 8:45 and then I stopped at like 11:15. So it took me about 2 hours to read 100 pages, which makes sense for me. I really am enjoying, gosh, what do I like about it? I think I said this yesterday, but there's just something about the longing and anticipation of getting with somebody that you've been wanting to be with for a really long time. The main male character in this book, he's been in love with his best friend since like he was like 13 or something like that. So the fact that he's finally getting the opportunity to let his feelings come out and be really straightforward with her is so exciting for him. I'm so happy. The female main character, she still kind of has a little bit of ulterior motives, but now she's kind of starting to question herself. The writing is just so good and very captivating. She really knows how to write like the most romantic boy. Like honestly, like he's just so romantic, and he's 18. So it's just kind of like, what? I don't remember any 18-year-old being like this at all when I was 18. I am almost done with this. So I finished off, Monday night I finished off at page 131. Last night I also finished off at 231. So now I only have about 60 pages left, which is great because that means I'll be able to finish this today. I don't know if I'm gonna wait until tonight to read or if I'm gonna have the opportunity to read during this afternoon when Ellie is in her quiet time. But I'm definitely finishing this today. I still want to reach my goal of 100 pages. So after I read this, I'm going to read this one next. Okay. I'm going to read Cackle next, kind of getting back on like my witchy, cozy witchy games. This book is only 291 pages, so just under 300. So again, I think I could probably finish this one by the weekend, by the end of the weekend. So if I keep up with my 100 pages a day. I do feel like what I'm liking so far about this challenge is that 100 pages is really not a lot, but it really gets me through books a lot quicker. I mean, I've gone through books literally within 1 and 2 days, depending on if I have the time to read that much and also depending on like how fast-paced the story is. But I'm liking that like it's a good pace for me. It's not too quick where I feel like I'm gonna have like an immediate hangover. I feel like after this, I feel like I'm gonna be ready to pick up another book. So the pacing is really nice and it's not too much to the point where I'm like, oh God, I've been reading for so long, I need to stop. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes if I'm doing like one reading sitting for like over 3 hours, I feel like I'll get a little bit tired and then I'll get that reading hangover. I feel like 100 pages a day is a pretty good pace if you're starting out and like wanting to get through a couple of books within the same month. We're halfway through the month and I'm barely just going to be finishing my second book. So I feel like because I know that I still have 2 more books that I want to read this month, I know that I am going to be able to achieve that goal based off of how fast I know, like, you know, this is under 300 pages. The next one that I want to read is under 400, I believe. So I'll definitely be able to finish that one by like next week. So it's definitely giving me a lot of confidence in myself and a lot of motivation to stick with my goal. Good morning. It is Friday. Clearly I did not update you guys since Wednesday morning, I believe. And it's just been kind of it's been a very gloomy week. Wednesday night I did finish Kismat Connection, so I was really happy about that. I didn't start up Cackle though, and yesterday, Thursday, I didn't read at all. I had my anatomy scan yesterday, so that's kind of like what took up all of my energy. I had to get Ellie ready in the morning, and we were busy playing all morning together, and then in the afternoon I had my appointment. So the anatomy scan is like about an hour long, if not a little bit more. And then we went grocery shopping, and just like by the end of the day I was so exhausted that I couldn't even like fathom picking up my book and focusing on anything. So just went to bed, and lately I haven't been able to sleep very well. I'm not very comfortable right now. I'm starting to get a lot bigger, so finding a comfortable spot in the bed is just, it's really tough right now. This morning I woke up and I was just like feeling the same amount of laziness and the same amount of just like, I don't know, blah. I've just been feeling like blech. So I have decided that I need to shower. I need to take a shower. After I shower, I'm hoping that I'll feel a little bit better, and we're gonna get out of the house today. I have to do a Target run and get some stuff, and then hopefully when Ellie is in quiet time this afternoon, I'll be able to pick my book up. Yeah, get back to reading again. I don't feel as much of like a book hangover from this last book that I read as much as I just feel like seasonal depression. I've just not been like feeling very motivated to do anything. I'm hoping that this shower will kind of like rejuvenate me and give me a little bit of life so that I can venture out into the world, get the things that I need, come back, have some lunch, and then be able to read in the afternoon. Because yeah, I'm just like exhausted. That's pretty much it. So wish me luck. Hopefully I can actually get out today. Okay, I'm back. I'm back home. I ventured out with Ellie to Target, and then we also went to Joann's, and I wanted to do a quick little Joann's haul with you guys. We went to Joann's this weekend. I bought Ellie a couple of like art supplies. There was this Crayola marker brush, paintbrush that I got her, but my friend told me after I purchased it that it was not a good purchase and that it's very messy and it leaks, and I was just like, okay, I'm not doing this. So I went to return it, but I also went to pick up some markers. I wanted to get the Tombow dual tip markers. They were having like buy one get one 50% off on all of like the art supplies. So I was thinking of getting it, but it was like still 25 bucks, like regular price, and I couldn't justify getting those markers, so I got a different kind, and we'll see if they turn out well. These are the Artsmith dual tip markers, so they're still dual tip. They're still a brush tip, and then I think like just like the regular pen. And then I also got the Le Pen Flex rubberized brush tip. I'm gonna try these out as well, and these have like 6 different colors. And I just got these with the intention of using them for like journaling. That's the brush tip. There's the fine tip. It's obviously not like super fine. I was thinking of getting like the micron pens, because they have the micron pens in like the 0.5 size with different colors, but I didn't see them there at Joann's. I'll just see. I'll have to test this out and see if it bleeds. But let me know if you guys have ever tried this brand and if you think I should keep it or not. We'll see. And then I saw that they had these collapsible crates. They look very reminiscent of the ones from Hay. So I got a white one or a cream one, and then I also got the yellow one. I was hoping they would have like other colors, but the other colors that they had were a little too dark for my liking. So we're gonna go with these. I got these because I wanted to use them for like all of like my crafts. I have this little rolling cart here. Allergy pills have been taken. Whether or not they're going to take effect remains to be seen. So let's start reading. Gonna get myself comfy.
Hello. It's been a really long time since I picked up my camera. I really wanted to come on here and check in. I started Cackle by Rachel Harrison. I read 100 pages on Sunday, read 100 pages on Monday, and then I finished it last night. And I think there was only like 90 pages left in order for me to finish the book. Pretty much reached my goal of like 100 pages a day. Technically, I missed it by 10 pages, but it was fine because I finished it. And now I'm going to start reading Never by Jessa Hastings. This is my first book that I am reading by this author. This is the author who wrote the Magnolia Park series, which I haven't picked up yet. This one seemed more intriguing to me. This is supposed to be like a Peter Pan, not a retelling, but like an after story of what happens like after Wendy and all that kind of stuff. Like this is supposed to be like 2 generations later. And it's funny because like her name is Jessa, my name is Jessa, and I'm a very big Peter Pan fanatic. My daughter, her middle name is Darling. I named her after the Darlings. Yeah, I'm just like a really big Peter Pan fan, so I was very excited to pick this up. But I did want to talk about Cackle and just give like a very quick review. I gave this like a 3 stars. It wasn't a story that I was completely enamored with. So the book is about a girl named Annie who just broke up with her boyfriend. They live in Manhattan, however, because they broke up, she can no longer afford living in the city by herself. So she ends up getting a new job, a new place in upstate New York to kind of like, you know, rebuild her life after this breakup. And she's kind of like really hung up about the breakup. To her, it came like way out of left field and she really misses him. And she's also not somebody who has like a ton of friends. I think she was the type of person who was going from like relationship to relationship and wasn't really making time for like girlfriends. And so when she gets to this new town, pretty much like the first woman that she met in this small town, she was very like enamored by her. She can tell that there's like something really special about her, and this woman asks her to coffee and like to hang out. And so she really goes into this new friendship very willingly because, well, she doesn't have any other friends to begin with. So she's kind of just like, sure, like anyone who wants to hang out with me, I want to hang out with them. And quickly it becomes clear that like she is someone who's very well known within this small town, whether or not as like someone who is good or someone who is bad. Like she hasn't really decided yet how people really feel about her. It seems like with interactions with this woman and other neighbors, it seems friendly, but there's also like a little undertone of like they're a little bit like scared of her. So it kind of becomes a little bit of like this weird thing where she's not sure why people are scared of her, but she's very much enamored by this woman and really wants to be her friend, really wants her to like her. And then it becomes clear that like there's some very like witchy things going on. So it's definitely a really like cozy witchy book. However, it wasn't a storyline that like really caught my attention. It wasn't something I got super excited about. There were definitely a couple of times in the book that had like almost like jump scare kind of moments, but it wasn't too scary. It wasn't like I'm gonna put the book in the freezer or anything like that, but just like little tiny dark moments where you're like, oh, that's kind of like shocking, you know? It's not like my favorite cozy witchy book, but it was a good read. And it was very fast paced, I'll say that for sure, and easy to read. When I first started reading it, the writing style was very weird. It seemed really like staccato and dry and just like very matter of fact. It felt kind of like a little boring. And then as the story progressed, the writing style I feel like changed, and I wonder if she intentionally did that in order to kind of mimic the difference in her lifestyle, like how she was when she was in New York and then how she was when she moved to this small town and became more in tune with like who she was. Hello, happy Thursday. I wanted to check in with you guys. It's 2:27 in the afternoon. I've just been able to shower for the day, and I wanted to check in with you guys because last night I started Never by Jessa Hastings, and I knew like instantly before I started it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna want to annotate this. I really wanted to like start right away, like as I was reading it. It definitely took me a lot longer to read my 100 pages because I was going and like highlighting and writing things down and, you know, tagging things. I did have like I had a lot of parts that I really wanted to like jot down and mark. Before you even get to chapter 1, her dedication page, I'm gonna leave it here on the screen so you can read it for yourself. But this dedication page alone made me want to cry. I was like, oh, you can kind of get the feeling of like what happened. I don't know. I don't want to like assume anything, but the dedication page alone definitely like hit me. And I was like, I haven't even got on like page 1. These are some of the points that I have written down for my annotating. I only have 6 highlighters, so it kind of made it a little like easier. I was trying to research and see like what other points people annotate for their books. I think there's just certain things that apply with certain books. For this one, I did romance, favorite quotes, happy thoughts, sad moments, plot development, and reference to the original. I think like something to note about me is that I am such a big Peter Pan fanatic. I don't know if I've already said this in the vlog already, but I've read Mr. Barry's Peter Pan probably a handful of times. I want to say maybe like 4 or 5 times. I know that when Ellie was a baby, I read it to her when she was in my belly, and I read it to her when she was out of my belly. The whole realm of like Peter Pan and Neverland is just like one of my favorite stories and universes to like dive into and talk about, which is why I knew I was going to want to annotate this book, and why I made a separate tab just for references to the original, just to see like how she relates back to the originals. Obviously, this is not a one-for-one story. This is a story that goes beyond past Wendy's timeline. So, and even past like Wendy's daughter's timeline. So it's not even about like Wendy's daughter, it's about Wendy's granddaughter. I'm enjoying it so much. I definitely think that I'm probably going to make a separate video just doing like a bigger, deeper dive into the analysis of this book and like my whole entire review, and just kind of like getting into some talking points. Inside the book there is like a QR code. And so of course I was like curious to know like what this was about, and she just has like a map of Neverland and some discussion questions. Within the theme of Peter Pan itself, there's already so many themes and underlying topics, and I'm excited to like finish it and to discuss this with you guys. I just thought I would check in and let you guys know I did my 100 pages. It was a very easy 100 pages to get through, although it did take longer. Like I said, because I was annotating tonight, I think I'm going to try and start a little earlier, since I know that it's taking me a little bit longer to get through 100 pages with the annotating going on simultaneously. I think last night I started at like 9, and then I think I finished at like 12:30, so I probably want to start a little bit earlier, maybe like 8. I made the bed. Yay! I'm gonna come right back and I'm gonna talk to you about my reading session last night because it was so good. So I'm about to get ready right now because we're gonna go to Target, me and Ellie. So I'm gonna pick out an outfit really quick, but I did want to talk about this book again. So I'm officially halfway through the book. As I'm getting through it, it's getting harder and harder for me to stop and annotate because I just want to keep going along with the story. The book is getting really good, and there were definitely moments where I was just like, girl, you just need to go home. Just go home. Be done with these people. They're not serving you at all. Just leave. But there's all of these tiny little plot points. You can tell that things are being planted. Little seedlings of clues are being planted, and you're kind of like, okay, I'm pretty sure this means something. So I have been taking notes on those parts of like, well, could this possibly mean something? What is this in relation to? Just trying to figure things out. When you think about Neverland, it makes sense that there are some dark parts to it. So I feel like there's little hints of that happening here in the storyline where you're kind of getting a sense of like things are not as they seem, and maybe he is not exactly who he seems, whether or not he is aware of it. Another thing is, usually Peter Pan is like around like age 13 or something like that, because Wendy's like 12. Before she leaves Neverland, or before she goes to Neverland, she's just about to turn 13. And so Peter is always supposed to be just a little bit older than her. It's not quite disclosed what his actual age is, but he's always a little bit taller than her and a little bit older than her. And in this one, it's the same thing. However, Daphne is now 17. She's about to be 18. So he looks like he's 18, 19, and he's bigger than her. So it's like he's also young. He looks like a young man. However, he's still acting like a boy. And I think that's like what's so interesting. It's an interesting dynamic now because there's different type, the relationship between Peter and the darling girl is that it's a little bit more mature, but in her eyes, she's still not clear on like how mature that is and how he actually thinks of her. To him, he just thinks he's playing. You know what I mean? So there were some really deep cut lines in here that I was like, oh God, it sucks. It sucks so bad for her. And I just want her to go home already. I'm just like, just go home. Just go home. In my eyes, like I don't know how it ends currently, but right now where I'm at, I'm just like, I already in my head think, okay, this is how the storyline goes. You go to Neverland, you have your fun, you learn your lesson, and then you go home and you live your life and you have this beautiful, wonderful, long life. And you grow old, because growing old is actually an adventure itself. So with this story, I'm just like, just go home already. Your adventure's done. These guys are trash. Like, just leave them. But it's so interesting. And obviously, I think I read the synopsis before, so I'm not giving anything away, but there is an obvious love triangle happening between Daphne and Peter and Jameson, which is Hook's son. I definitely think today in the afternoon, I'm gonna need to do some reading because tonight, it's Friday night, and I want to hang out with my husband. We're going to play It Takes Two, and we're probably going to watch a couple episodes of Avatar, because yesterday was Avatar Day. Happy Avatar Day, by the way, if you are a fan. I gave the first episode a rating of 6.5. I thought it was good. It was solid. They definitely changed some things, and it's definitely a different feeling from what the animated version is. But it's clear. I mean, it's a completely different show, so of course it's going to be different. But I enjoyed it, and I feel like it's a good starting point to really build up the rest of the season, and hopefully the next couple of seasons. Right now, I really like Sokka. I think they casted Sokka perfectly. It's so strange how much he sounds like the original voice actor. I think Zuko did a pretty good job. I can kind of already see the development of like the relationship with him and Uncle Iroh. Aang is super cute. He's so adorable. I feel like him and Katara, they're pretty young and they still have a long way to go to like develop their character. I think they otherwise did a perfectly fine job, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes. And I'm really excited for season 2, even though it literally just came out. But I just really want Toph. Toph is like my favorite character in the show, so I really hope they do a good job finding the perfect Toph. This dress is a Love Shack fancy that I got secondhand off the RealReal. My sweater is Eddie Bauer. I also got it secondhand off of Poshmark. And my boots are also secondhand. I got them at the Golden Years Vintage Market from, I believe, Sunset Vintage. And then my bandana, this little red daisy bandana, I got it in Paris when we were there for our honeymoon years ago at Merci. I have Ellie's outfit ready to go. I just need to get her dressed. But she's also gonna do some red today. Gonna put on some jeans, a little striped red top, and then we're gonna top it off with this vintage Health Tech's jacket. It's so cute. It has these little embroidery and the piping and red buttons. I got this at Long Beach Flea for like really good price. I think I got it for like $8. It was so good. So yeah, let's get her dressed and let's get out of here. Okay, so we're back from going to Target. We already had lunch. It's currently quiet time. Ellie had to use the restroom though, so I had to let her out to go potty. Did you wipe yourself, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, put your underwear back on and head back to your room.
Okay. Mama, I'm a cow.
This is my snack plate. King's Hawaiian, some grapes, and 2 chocolate wafers and 2 strawberry ones. I also have my Peter Pan mug, very appropriate. This is a ginger peach turmeric tea from Bigelow. I got this mug at, I think, TJ Maxx or Home Goods, but like you can see it was definitely like misprinted or something because Peter Pan's not yellow blonde like this, at least not in the cartoon. So